Hamish, we spoke a little bit about profit versus a positive working environment. Yep.
Mm.
Um, are you finding that a positive work environment has created more profitability for you in Chick-fil-A?
If it's executed right, yeah.
What are some of the strategies that you've implemented where you're seeing that profit come through?
So a lot of it is our Chick internal systems and the way we deliver information. It
Yeah.
centers around how you communicate and how effective it is. And touching on what I mentioned before about different people taking different information with pictures, plans, writing it on the board. Not everybody takes the writing off the pre-start and knows exactly what to do. I don't know why I remember it so clearly, but 3 or 4 years ago, there's she's an epic lady, Amanda Fleming, and she focuses a lot on communication, but she resonates a lot with our guys, boots on the ground staff. But she told a story about a foreman on a site told his labourer to take the ute down the back of the truck and burn the rubbish,
Right.
and then the labourer came walking back to the foreman, and he said, "Where's my truck?" He said, "You told me to take it down the back and burn it." And so, as much as that we laugh about that, you can see where the communication lines can get mixed up. And
Burn the
that's
rubbish, burn the truck.
yeah, that's the extreme end of it, obviously. But
Yeah.
you've got to be really mindful about how you say it and what you do, and to get the balance right between profit and positive is like profit is our oxygen. It's anybody's oxygen,
Yeah.
and you don't want to create pressure from that to the point where they flake on that front. So it's all about communication for me, how you can deliver through the line as well. It's not just me to a foreman, it's foreman to their team as well, and how they communicate and actually helping them do that too.
Yeah, I've always said that. I mean, that's one of the main reasons I started strategic planning as well, was to help construction companies help communicate better.
Yeah.
Clear, effective communication.
Yeah, I've seen project managers or that sort of level pass a Gantt chart to a team leader on site. And I don't know about you, but on an A3 bit of paper on a large program, I can hardly see what I'm doing on any given day, even though I know how to read it.
Yeah.
Um,
They're not the easiest things to read, are they?
Nah, so for a team leader, breaking down the week, highlight each day the curb they're prepping or the footpath they're prepping, where the drainage crew's working, just so they can see the interface. They're on the site every day, they can visualize that and see it. And,
Here's an idea that I've always pondered. What if you can take a 3D model, link it to a proper Gantt chart. Don't show anybody the Gantt chart, but visually run a 1-minute sim on exactly what they're doing for the day.
It's coming, I reckon. From a survey perspective, on a tablet or something, you can stand there with that and see the pipe work and stuff underground.
It's not coming, mate. I've already trialed a few.
Really?
Yeah, it's here. It's here. Yeah. I mean, the level of detail varies. So I can implement it on a work breakdown structure level 3, which is at quite a summary level.
Yeah.
It's not to the nuts and bolts yet, but then quality of the design needs to improve. Yeah. But think about it: 1 minute TikToks for construction. Like I love TikTok. Yeah, I know. I know you watch a bit of TikTok too. So think about it. Like, it's what a wild concept that would be to communicate to somebody on site. Here's your plan for the week, mate. I need to get from here to here, but this is what you're doing. Here's a model. Even better, chuck a VR goggle on him and show him exactly that. What would that change for Chick Civil?
It would be huge. I think in the civil game, especially boots on the ground, the civil industry chose them rather than them choosing the civil industry. So there's a lot of people that have left school 14, 15, can't really read or write. So they're very visual people. So having that sort of thing where they could go around and visualize it either on an iPad or VR goggles, I think the level of execution that's floating around the industry as a whole will tenfold. Like there's no limit outside of that.
Mate, that's literally, that's why I've got a little bit of help now. So to take a little bit of work pressure off me.
Yeah.
And my sole focus within the next 6 months would be to develop that as an offering to the industry, is clear visual communication of methodologies.
I haven't come across anyone doing anything similar, and I think it'll be a domino effect if you can nail it with one person, and everyone will just fall into line because they'll be too far behind if they don't.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'll actually show you some samples later.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. No, that's quite interesting. I had one more question for you,
Mm.
just on this subject. Are you using artificial intelligence to make your systems better?
Over the last year or so, we've probably been watching, seeing what it can do. In the last few months, I've been playing around on a few apps that could have benefit. So we've got a few internal processes that help the guys plan each day. It was Cody AI, I think it was. I chucked a few of those processes in the back end and like program, ITP, triple SP, plans, all of that sort of stuff. Threw that in the background for a job, one that I knew was pretty tidy, and said, what am I doing on the 3rd of August 2024? And it come up with, this is what you're doing, because it read the program. I said, cool, break it down into hourly slots of what I'm going to do. It did. And they said, okay, what are my safety and ITP requirements today? And it said, this is what you need to do. This is what you need signed off, and be careful of this.
So what did you say the tool was? It's Cody AI.
Yeah.
So how would you spell it?
CODY.
CODY.ai. Oh man, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. And we're looking into stuff like that as well, because tying it in with the likes of that visual implementation you mentioned before, if the team can actually start asking questions of it, like the local code of practices or LDMs, you could ask it rather than trying to scroll through 350 pages to find a core ball spec. It'd be a lot easier if you could go looking and actually start asking questions.
Right, we're in the age of abundance, so it's here to stay.
Yeah, agreed.
No, cool. That's awesome, man.